everybody, welcome back to another episode here at Garage Time TV. I am Marshall, and today we are once again jumping into our 86 Bertone X19, but this time we are attacking the headlights. Yes, this headlight doesn't want to do headlight things. So I've already done the hard part of removing the headlight motor. I haven't done it on the driver's side, but this side, the passenger side, does not want to go down. And so I pulled the motor out, and I can see why, because one of the most common problems with these headlights is a little diode that is built into the headlight motor to help control these. Often they break, they fizzle out, just age. I mean, it is almost 40 years old. They just give up over time. So I was able to source some. You can find some on Amazon, but I actually found some at a local family-owned store. It's an electronics store here in town, so make sure you support your independent local people as well when you do projects like these. But I found some at an independent place. And so we went and picked them up, and we're going to do this project to see if this solves our problem. Now, our fuse for our right headlight is always popping. As soon as we put the fuse in the blade holder, it blows, and I have a strong suspicion it's because this diode is bad. So this headlight is flopping just because we've already removed the motor. Anyway, so I've got the motor on the bench. Let me show you what we're looking with. What we are looking with. What we are working with, and then you'll understand why. Oh yeah. That's why it doesn't work at all. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick pause and talk about today's video sponsor, Vintage Car LEDs. Are you nervous to drive your classic at night just because your headlights just aren't quite bright enough? Head over to vintagecarleds.com and check out their wide variety of headlights that fit in our old classics. You can check out their different products, their apparel. You can even compare the models, contact them with questions, but more importantly, what will fit? If you go here to the middle of the screen, every make and model you could possibly imagine, even for our Fiat is on here. We'll go down to a Volkswagen, which is what we've got. We'll go to all these options. We're going to go down to the transport. We're going to hit search. And here you go. All the headlights that'll fit our make and model are here. Different sizes, bulb brightness, all give you variety and options to drive safely at night. Now here's the good part, is I've got a coupon code for you. You save 10% with the keyword GarageTimeTV at checkout off your entire purchase. Again, use the coupon code GarageTimeTV at your checkout for 10% off your entire purchase. So let's get back to the video. So here we are on the bench. We've got our new diodes. These are 1N4001s diodes. I'll put a link down to like Amazon or something to make sure you guys grab the right ones. But this is our headlight motor, and we'll set our Garage Time TV fuel to the side. And this is what the wiper motor looks like. It is basically like a windshield wiper motor. Just has a few extra connections to make it work for the headlights, but all of this debris and the exposed terminals don't do us any favors. But what I want you to look at is this chalky mess right here. That right there, that is the diode, this silver loop here. And if we can zoom in here, you can see right there that it's actually broken. So the diode is broken, which means that we need to get out our soldering gun, break this solder, and then pull out a nice new one out of here and rerun it, because that is pretty gnarly there. It's just like it exploded or something. Yeah, that's... Oh, it's broken on both sides. Yeah, so that, explains why it's doing that. So what I also want to do is, since we're going to have this one out, is I want to pull out the one that does work. So this one does work. When you hit the switch, it'll come up. When you hit the switch down, it'll go back down. So what I want to do is pull this one out as well, so we have something to compare to make sure we're doing that one correctly and that someone didn't just kind of doctor that up. Is we'll pull the wiper motor out here. There's going to be a 13mm bolt 13mm nut right here, and then 3 10mm there. Just undo the wire connections and it'll drop right out the bottom, and you can bring it right up out through this. So make sure to pull that out as well, because I don't know if this red wire is factory or not. I don't think so, but again, that's why I want to pull out the other one so we have something to compare to. And we'll pull out our shop manual as well to make sure that we are doing this correctly, if the manual does actually mention this. So anyway, let's bust this one out, put it on the counter here with us, and do some comparing, and then we'll start soldering in our nice new diodes. There is definitely a difference between this one, which works, and this one that doesn't. And I think it's pretty visible is that someone just soldered in a jumper wire across these two, which is allowing current to flow on both sides. Well, the resistor is meant for current to flow one way, but not the other. And by having this wire on, it's consistently allowing power to travel, which is part of why our fuse on the right hand fuse on the panel keeps blowing. So if we can undo this, we want it to match this one. So we can see there's a diode here, there's a diode here. We definitely have to clean this off because there's all sorts of 40 years of awesomeness on it. And we've got the one here that we know is bad. And this one, we'll have to do a continuity test, but oh well, never mind. A continuity test is not required on that one. So we need to replace that diode as well, because the diode itself is completely gone. And this has got the little ball in the middle. Here's a good example. See what's got the ball in the middle? Yeah, that's not there. So it's a good thing we got plenty of extra diodes here. We got 4. I thought I was only going to need 2, but you know, this one works. My only concern is that if we replace one diode, you know, this one's going to go. So we might as well just replace them both. And using the same diodes across all of them means that the headlights are going to open at the same speed together, up and down. One is not opening faster than the other because of different diode ratings or technology increases across diodes. So if we just replace all 4, then we should have them coming up at the same speed and in sequence, which will be much better. One thing that you may have noticed is these black knobs on the back. You can actually manually twist these to lift and lower those headlights. That's what I did to access the nut that's on the nub there on the motor. So we're going to heat up our soldering gun here, grab the battery, heat that thing up, and start fixing our bad one first, blow it off. But one thing that I've got is there's like this goo on there, I guess, to protect the terminals. Is I've got some stuff. This, it is called, if I can get all my stuff out of the way, it is called brush on electrical tape. So we're going to give this a try as well, just to help protect all of these terminals. That way they don't corrode over time, we don't have that issue. That way we can try and protect them and make sure it'll last another 40 years. Also probably be a good time to really clean these things up and get all the, well, lose all the stickers. But anyway, clean them up, make them look good. So let's start jumping into these and pulling off this old bad stuff and cleaning them up. So we're getting ready to replace it here with our new diodes, but this old wire was definitely not helping us at all, and you can even see by our known good one that that definitely did not belong. The good thing is these diodes were actually soldered in there really deeply, which is great. It means there was a good factory connection. We're going to pull out one of our diodes here, and these are actually directional, so it's really important the way that you put these in. You want to make sure you put them in the right way because it allows signal one way but not the other. So when you look closer, there's actually a gray stripe on the end of this one. Now some may look a little different, but on this model there's a gray stripe. So that kind of, for me, that works as like a wall. So it allows current to come in from the black side, but it won't allow current to come back. And that's part of why our wire was such a bad thing, because it kept allowing power to go back and forth and back and forth. It didn't stop anything. And no diodes at all means there's nothing happening. So when we put this in, we want to be mindful of the direction we put it in there. So you want to put the black side towards where our wire is coming in, and gray away from it. That's how I remember it. Gray is away from our wire. Gray away. Same thing on the top, it'll be the other way. So black is towards the wire, and gray stripe faces away from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bend these up, make them into that kind of horseshoe shape, and add a little bit more solder. There's a lot of solder on here, but what I want to do is solder these on. We'll throw it in there and give it a test. Remember, there's been popping a fuse, so hopefully if we get in there and put in a new fuse, we won't have any popping, which means that this is our bad issue. So that would be really nice. But anyway, let's bend some up, solder these in, and then go give them a test. The wiper motor is back in. We've got it all plugged up how it's supposed to go. I'll show you guys in a wiring diagram as well. I've got it in the seat. Grounded out, everything's lined up. What I did is reattach it there on the bottom. You want to make sure that you take it out in the same way that you put it in. So this might need some adjust. There you go. You can actually turn that knob to adjust it. We may need to adjust it as well if we get this thing to work. But one thing that's been giving us an issue is the fuse. So the fuse keeps popping here. Hopefully this won't. How about that? Is that better? Or scoot this back. Anyway, this one here, where the empty spot is, that's what's been giving us a little bit of issue. So every time we would touch a fuse into that fitting there, they would pop. So I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but there you go. How about that? They pop, every single one. I've done 3 or 4 of them, and so we've got another good one here. These are all 10 amp fuses. So if this has solved our issue, which I think it has, then we should be able to put this fuse in here and it won't blow anything. Okay, we didn't have a pop, so that's good. The other thing I noticed is that we've got another relay up here. I haven't really done a deep dive into this, but it looks like we've got a relay replacement. This one right here, right between the defroster and I don't know, whatever the heck that is our right headlight. It's the one that we've been working on. This one is for the left, so it's very possible that this is why the left one worked, the right one didn't. Not sure, but we're going to assume that that is good as well. But we did not blow the fuse. So the real test is to turn on the key, hit the switch, and see if that thing comes up and down. And if it does, then we'll work on the other one and see if we can get them working in sequence. First things first, let's get this one up, set you guys up, and see if it'll work. All right, so I'm going to test it from this side, but let's keep an eye on that headlight. We're going to turn the key on and cycle through the headlight switch to see if we get it to move. It works. Hallelujah, it works. But one thing I can already see is we've got to do some adjusting here. So we'll actually have to probably lift it all the way up so we can access the 13mm nut on the back, adjust a little bit down, and retighten that nut. That way this will sit flush with the body line and not stick up like that, but that's just a real minor adjustment. So we're going to do the same process on the other headlight motor. The motor is good, the diodes are good, but if we've already got it out, we've got new diodes, let's just put it in there. Again, they're going to open and drop at the same time and make them in sync, which will be a lot better than having like our new one come up way faster than our other one, and it looks all funky doing that. So we're just going to do the same process all over again on our good one to replace those diodes, and then we'll make an adjustment and try them at the same time. Finally.
1 hour later.
All right, it's time for a real test. We've got both motors installed. We used our liquid electrical tape to protect those connections, those fresh soldered connections. So we're going to see if we can get these to work. Again, they should be in sync because you're using the same resistors across all 4 that we use are all the exact same. So power's on. There we got headlights.
Look at that, that's nice and shiny.
Those are like almost exact speed. Seems like the driver's side, at least when it comes up, is just a touch behind. But that doesn't matter. Whew. That is so much better. Now we don't look like we're, winking at people as we go down the road. We actually have both headlights come up and down. They right along that body line. There could probably be a little bit more adjustment as far as like being flush with the top. I can feel a little bit there. And a little bit there. So we're probably about a tooth off. Again, these are just like windshield wiper motors. So they've got a bunch of little teeth on them, and so you can make small adjustments on there. One thing that I did have to do is I used a 13mm wrench, because when they're all the way down, the tab that rotates with it kind of blocks the nut. So if you have this, it'll actually reach in there and you can make small adjustments. You back out a little bit, adjust it, tighten it back down, and try it again. So that's a good way to adjust these. But man, these are working, and the headlights work. and they go up and down together. Hallelujah. No more just looking goofy at you, you know. Well guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. It was actually a relatively quick and easy process. Just kind of had to source those diodes. Again, I'll put the part number down in the description for you guys, but they work, and that is so awesome. You know, we did pass a safety inspection, even with our headlight being stuck up like that, but what matters is that when they're up, they turn on. So it's actually nice to have them tuck away together, which is super, super good. Really probably about a 30-minute process, but I just had to record everything, so it took me a little bit longer. But again, super simple, just a little bit of adjustments we probably have to make on the ends here just to make them lay perfectly flat with those body lines, but nothing we can't do in just a couple more minutes. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing really, really helps the channel, so please make sure you do that. Only 25% of the people that watch this channel are subscribed, so please make sure you do that so we can keep working on cars like these and bringing you free content here on YouTube. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you.